All right, we're now being joined by Indiana student-athletes Victor Oladipo, Christian Watford, Jordan Hulls, and Cody Zeller. We'll open up the floor for questions for the four guys, and we just ask that you direct your question to a specific student-athlete in the back.
Victor, Marshall Harris, Comcast Sportsnet, Philadelphia. I know you faced a lot of good offensive players over the course of the year as a defensive stopper. Can you just talk about Khalif Wyatt's game and what presents a unique challenge in slowing him down, a guy who likes to get to the line a lot?
He's a really good player. I've been watching him throughout the year, and he's the best player in their league. That's why he won the Player of the Year in that league, and he does a lot of good things well, a lot of different things in order to score the ball. And if I draw that assignment, I'm gonna have to do a good job of slowing him down in order for us to win.
Victor, Ken Bykoff, Inside Indiana. We talked to you at Selection Sunday about just being in this region and the opportunity to play in D.C. if you guys made it to the Sweet 16. You're one game closer now. Does that put even more onto, for you personally, into this game?
No, I don't really think so. I know me and my teammates are just focused on tomorrow's game, and the task at hand. If we're fortunate enough to get to the next round, then it's going to be an exciting experience, but there is no next round if we don't get the job done tomorrow.
Okay, go ahead.
Is defensive stopper a job that you've been drafted for, you volunteered for? How did it all develop?
It was just that way all my life. It was kind of hard to explain. Growing up, I didn't really have any skill set or ability to shoot the ball or dribbling ability or anything of that nature. All I could really do was play defense, and that's what I had to do in order to get on the floor. And I just taken it with me wherever I go. I've been fortunate enough to grow when I got to Indiana, grow as a basketball player. And but at the same time, I realized that defense is what I pride myself on.
Terry Hutchins with Indianapolis Star. Victor, one more. If I get that assignment, you really think there's any chance you don't get that assignment?
It's up to the coaching staff. I can't really tell you, so that's why I said if.
Right here.
Reed Jacobs, Temple News. Cody, what have you seen from Temple inside that's going to lend you to stop them tomorrow, or what do you guys want to take care of tomorrow?
They definitely have skilled bigs, especially with O'Brien, that can step out and shoot it so well. They put five guys on the court at all times who can score, and that presents a lot of problems for trying to stop them. So we're definitely going to have our work cut out for us in that area.
Mark Hale, New York Post. Cody, this is the first time Indiana's been seeded as a 1 in 20 years. I was curious if there's a different level of expectation or different level of pressure, I should say. For you, I was curious if you talked to your brother Tyler about being a 1 seed and what that's like, if that prepares you at all any better.
I didn't talk to him about being a number 1 seed or anything. We've been dealing with expectations the whole year. So ever since even last year at the end of the NCAA tournament, we were, I think the day after the national championship game, we were, named the number 1 team for this season. So we've been dealing with expectations all summer throughout this year. So this is a mature group that has dealt with it pretty well, and nothing has changed much. We don't worry about it.
Todd Golden, Terre Haute Tribune Star. This question's for Victor. Victor, when you see or hear about the tournament upsets, and being in a position of being a number 1 seed yourself, it's a given that you want to win, but does it go through your mind that you don't want to be one of those teams that's on the wrong end of an upset at this stage of the game?
Yeah, definitely. We want to go in this tournament and be successful. That's the beauty of this tournament. There's so many good teams. If you're in this tournament playing at this time, then you have to be good, which is why you got to be ready to play every night. And the Big Ten prepares you for that. That's why it's so great. You got to be ready to play every night in the Big Ten, or you could lose at Penn State or at Michigan State. It doesn't really matter. So we're just going to go into Sunday's game and be well prepared and focused.
Jordan, what kind of defensive challenges is Temple going to bring to you guys, and maybe do they compare to anybody that you guys have played this year?
If I had to compare them to anybody, I guess I would say Michigan. But like Vic was saying, the Big Ten prepares us for a lot of different things, and Cody was mentioning how the bigs can step out and shoot the ball. So we just got to be really locked into our defensive schemes, and try and do our best to keep them from doing what they want to do.
In the back.
Andy Prophet, Terre Haute Tribune Star. Jordan, I know you're not a big individual accomplishment person, but obviously tomorrow you'll get the chance to be to set the record for most games played at Indiana. Just talk about what that accomplishment does mean to you.
I didn't even know about that, but that's pretty cool to be able to say that. And growing up in Bloomington, being able to play for my hometown university has been pretty special for me. Couldn't have done it with all these guys up here with me in the locker room back there, but it's pretty cool. But I'm more focused on getting the win and what we can do in order to do that.
Cody, yesterday you guys played pretty sparingly in terms of playing time. You only had 10 to 20 minutes for most of your starters. Temple starters played upwards of 35. How's that going to impact the game tomorrow?
I don't think it's going to matter too much. I think both teams are in great shape. We played a lot of guys yesterday, but this time of year, you get a lot of adrenaline. It's not. I don't feel like I get too tired in games like this just because they're such big games, and I don't think it should be that big of a deal.
Christian, could you comment on scoring hitting 1,700 points for your career, and also, now that you're in the tournament, do you think about each game being not only the last game of the season, but your last game at Indiana?
Oh, yeah, well, it definitely goes through my mind, and my mindset is just, I want to play with these guys as long as possible, but, as long as we win, I'm not really too concerned about, how many points I score or anything of that nature, so I just want to continue to play with these guys for as long as possible.
Christian, you guys going into the James Madison game talked about how many seniors they had, and Temple has a lot of veterans as well. What makes veteran teams so dangerous at this time of year?
Well, just the experience. We know Temple's been in this tournament for the last 6 years, so we know they got a lot of experience, a lot of tournament experience. But any team playing around this time of year is a great, great tough team. So you really can't, take them lightly or anything like that.
Any further questions for our student athletes? Yeah, right here.
For whoever wants to take it, Remy, the last 3 games, Remy has started scoring more than he had been. What have you guys worked with him confidence-wise, or has he just been more aggressive, or what's been going on with him?
Christian?
Oh, I think it's kind of taking his time a little bit. The game's kind of slowing down a little bit for him. He was kind of pressing a little bit early on, but he kind of settled down. He's playing within our system, and he's taking great shots. So hats off to Remy. He's definitely worked hard at it, and he's been with us, been working all year.
This is for Jordan. What do you remember about Jake O'Brien from Boston University when you played him in Puerto Rico?
He scored a lot of points against us in Puerto Rico. So we definitely know he's fully capable of being a great scorer. It's a different team, obviously. Our team is totally different. But as far as we're concerned with him, we know that he's very capable, especially after watching more and more film on him. So we just got to do a good job of being locked in.
Also for Jordan, you guys, I think 5 different guys hit threes in the first half yesterday. Does it open it up more for each other when you're getting it from multiple positions?
Yeah, definitely, especially when we get penetration in the lane and driving and kicking and getting layups. That it's just going to eventually open up the three-point shots for us, and it's something that we work on, and we're a good three-point shooting team, so it's always good to see them go in.
Any further questions? All right, Victor, Christian, Jordan, and Cody, thank you.